Welcome to the Explainer. If you're managing a business, running a retail shop, or renting out properties, keeping up with compliance jargon, yeah, it honestly feels like learning a totally different language sometimes. Recently, you've probably seen a new acronym popping up all over the regulatory landscape, EHT. If you're sitting there wondering whether this is some brand new compliance hurdle you've got to stress over for 2026, take a deep breath. Today, we're going to clear up a massive point of confusion, strip away all the jargon, and look at what this actually means for you and your premises. Okay, let's dive right into this. Is PAT testing literally a thing of the past? If you're a facilities manager or a landlord who regularly books these tests to keep your property safe, you might be having a minor panic attack right now about having to overhaul your entire safety protocol. For decades, PAT testing has been the go-to phrase for making sure your kettles, your computers, and your tools won't spark a fire. So is that whole system just gone now? To clear that up, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. Number 1, the end of PAT testing. 2, why EET makes more sense. 3, the lithium-ion battery risk. 4, what it means for businesses. 5, clearing up landlord duties. And 6, local help with MS Electrical. All right, let's start with Section 1, the end of PAT testing. So we need to address the elephant in the room regarding that trusty old acronym we've used for decades, portable appliance testing. Have we really seen the end of it? Well, here is your immediate relief. No, the testing itself is not gone. Not at all. It's just gotten a rebrand. Under the latest IET Code of Practice, the terminology has officially shifted to EET, which stands for Electrical Equipment Testing. The core principles of the work? They remain exactly the same. Your equipment is still visually inspected and electrically tested to confirm it's safe to use. So if you've been managing PAT testing, you already know the EET process. It's the same vital safety check, just operating under a fresh, updated name.
Moving right along to Section 2, why EET makes more sense.
Now, you might be wondering, if the testing process is the exact same, why abandon a familiar term that literally everyone understands? Well, the old name was actually kind of misleading. Think about the word portable. It immediately makes you think of things you can just pick up and carry, right? Like a desk fan, a laptop charger, or a toaster. But in reality, safety testing has always covered a much wider range of equipment, including fixed and stationary items that you would never consider portable, like a heavy-duty workshop lathe or a fixed hand dryer on a wall. So switching to EET, electrical equipment testing, just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly and accurately reflects the actual broad scope of the work. Which brings us to Section 3, the lithium-ion battery risk. But hey, this update isn't just about arguing over semantics. It brings some much-needed urgency into workplace compliance. The updated guidance has been heavily refined to tackle a massive modern safety hazard, lithium-ion batteries. We've all seen the news reports recently, right? Those devastating, high-profile fires sparked by e-bikes, e-scooters, and those hefty power tool battery packs. Because of these severe incidents, the new code gives very explicit instructions on how this exact type of battery-powered equipment must be inspected and managed on your premises. And here is a quote straight from the source material that you really need to hear. Managing these batteries is, quote, an area of growing scrutiny and growing insurance interest. Translation: if your commercial premises, your retail shop, or your rental property has battery-powered equipment or charging stations, you've got to pay attention. Insurers and safety auditors are actively hunting for this now. They expect to see rock-solid, up-to-date testing records proving you're managing that high-energy risk appropriately. You simply cannot leave e-bike chargers plugged in unmonitored and untested anymore. Now for Section 4, what it means for businesses. So, what does this actually mean for your day-to-day operations as an employer or facilities manager? Here is the bottom line. Your baseline legal duty hasn't changed one bit. Under the Electricity at Work Regulations in 1989, you absolutely must ensure that electrical equipment is kept in a safe condition, period. PET testing is simply the recognized modern method to prove you've done exactly that. The only real change for 2026 is that auditors, and especially your insurance providers, are going to expect to see these updated testing records, and you can bet they'll be asking how you're handling those battery risks we just talked about. Next up, Section 5, clearing up landlord duties. Now, the regulatory web for landlords heading into 2026 is, frankly,
Super confusing. A lot of property owners are mixing up their legal duties. Let's untangle this. The crucial thing is understanding the difference between your fixed installations and your supplied appliances. For private landlords, your strict legal duty is the EICR, the Electrical Installation Condition Report. That's your 5-year check on the building's actual wiring. Separately, government guidance says any appliances you supply to your tenants, like a fridge, have to be kept safe, and EET is the recognized way to prove that. But if you're a social landlord, the rules have really tightened up. For you, in-service inspection and testing of this equipment is no longer just guidance, it is an explicit requirement.
And those new explicit requirements for social landlords come with some very fast approaching deadlines. This mandatory in-service testing kicks in from November 2025 for any new tenancies, and it expands to cover all existing tenancies by May 2026. So that window to get your records sorted is definitely closing fast. Finally, Section 6, Local Help with MS Electrical. Look, navigating the shift from PAT to EET, keeping your EICR up to date, and managing all those new battery risks, honestly, it can feel overwhelming. But if you're in the Surrey or West Sussex area, local help is right around the corner. MS Electrical Solutions is a fantastic compliance partner ready to handle exactly these challenges. They are NAPIT-accredited and 2391-52 qualified, meaning they totally meet the required 2026 standards. Based right in Horley, they bring expert local knowledge to businesses and landlords across Crawley, Redhill, Reigate, the whole area. Whether it's a single office or a massive multi-site portfolio, they handle the testing, give you a full digital register, same-day certification, and clear, no-nonsense pricing. Which leaves us with one final pretty important question. Are your equipment testing records ready for a 2026 audit? Think about it. Whether you call it PAT or EET, that core requirement to keep your premises, your team, and your tenants safe is absolute. If an insurance assessor walked through your door tomorrow, would you be ready? If you're not sure, or if you know you're lagging behind on those new lithium-ion battery checks, please don't wait for an incident to find out. Professional, reliable help is literally just a call away. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and stay safe out there.